Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. We're looking at indigo blue again today, and I'm going to do a card using the Bare Forest 1. It is the most gorgeous trees silhouette and just looks absolutely beautiful. As I've said to you before, Indigo Blue have very kindly given me a code, which is my name Jane, lowercase Jane 20, and you can get 20% off of any products if you go over to the Indigo Blue website, which is www.indigoblue.com, spelt like this. When you get to the checkout, if you put the code Jane20 in, you'll get a 20% discount. So I thought that was really rather lovely of them. So I thought we would use this stamp, and we're going to create a background, and I'm going to be using, I've got some Luscious powder, and I'm going to be using a little bit of this. I'm waiting for some more product to come because I'm going to be mixing it with something else, but we're going to be using this one, and this one is gold. So this is the pigment powder is gold. I've also got, and I don't think I will use the green, but I'm going to probably use this one, which is fuchsia blue. So it's a combination, hopefully you can see, of blue and purple. So I think we're going to use a little bit of that. And what I want to do is create a background to start off with. So I want it to be quite dark, so I'm going to be using some dark colours. I want reds, and so oranges, pinks and purples, but you can use whatever sort of colours you've got. I don't want red, but I just want those orange and purple colours. I'm going to be using a blending brush. That's for my purple, that's going to be for my pinks and yellows. So let me start with the pink, I think. So I'm going to start from the bottom and just work my way up. So I'm just taking it from the bottom and blending it up. I always sort of do from the edges first, because then you get that really sort of nice dark colour coming through. Now I want some of the orange. I'm going to keep them open because I think I'm probably going to need to sort of come back, so I'm going to just take that from here. That gives the orange. I'm going to take it from that side, taking it from one side to the other so that I'm getting it balanced, and then I'm bringing it down as well, so we keep getting the right colour coming through, and it's really rather nice and dark in the colours. And then I'm going to be using this really I'm putting the lids back on, although I might actually use them again. And then I'm going to use this deep sort of purple colour, turn it round from the other side, and I'm going to use the same brush as well, I think, because I want it to blend in quite nicely. So take it from the top here. This is quite purple. I'm probably going to need to re-ink this one because it's a little bit more. Bringing that down on there. Now I do need to take the other colours up to blend that through. So let's take this orange one again. I'm going to take that from the top and blend that in. Blend it in from that side. That's better. That's coming through quite nice and dark in on here. I haven't decided which way up I'm going to have it, but I think, see, I was going to have that at the top, but I'm actually thinking I might have that at the bottom with the trees, because it almost looks like a bit of grounding, doesn't it? Okay, and what I need to do is to take some more of this Ready Pink for the top, and then that will work better. In on here. This is quite nice. I want to keep that sort of orange in the middle. I'm just going to take this round here a bit more with the purple and the orange in on here. Okay, so that's given us my background, which I think is going to work beautifully. So you can see you just keep blending and keep blending and keep blending until you've got the colour that you want. I need to clean this off, so you're going to have to bear with me 2 seconds while I just damp my cloth so I can clear that off, because I don't want it to be all mucky. In fact, I tell you what, I'm just going to do this to save moving about anywhere and getting some water. I've just got some spray here, but I don't really want to have all of this. So I'm just putting some spray in on there, and then I can just clean it off. And then I know I'm not going to get it on everything. It's one of the nice things about having some either scrap paper or plastic mats like this that you just wipe off and can use again and again and again and again and again. So that's what I tend to use on these, so I can get it all off. And you can see I've got all sorts of stuff on here, but it comes off quite easily. Okay, so this is our piece done. Now I want to put this over the top in black, so I'm going to use a stamping platform, because I want to be able to ensure that I can darken it as much as I need to. So I just need to take this off, because being red rubber, I don't need the top part of this. I'm going to put it up this way. Oh, now I was going to put some of these, says me, before we do that, I was going to use some of these Luscious, wasn't I? To just add a little bit of extra colour in there. So I want to just sort of, while it's still slightly tacky, I'm going to use, this is a stencil brush. I'm going to use it straight out of here, just a little dab, because it's a powder. And then I'm going to, oh, this is beautiful, look at this. I want to just try and I'm just brushing it across with the gold. Just to start it off. That's really rather nice. I don't know how much you can see that on camera. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Look at that gold. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. And I just want to, because as I say, my ink's still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to add just a little bit. Don't want too much, because it is quite strong. I'm just going to put it down on there actually, because I don't want to overdo it. Otherwise I'm going to lose the colour that I've already got on. So what I want to do though is, have I got my, what did I do with my kitchen roll? I had a water's kit, here it is. So I'm just going to, I don't want to use too much of it. So I'm just going to rub some of it in. Oh yes, you see, that's beautiful because it's still quite, the ink's quite wet. It just looks beautiful. I'm going to take it down on here just with the rest of it. What I have to remember to do though is to really just do it quite gently across, because I keep there we go, and then I just need to brush it across and then take this and really sort of buff it in a bit. That's better. Now I want to have a little bit of this purpley blue as well, because that again is lovely. I mean, look at the colour of it. It's just amazing. So I want just a tiniest little amount of this again. Not too much. I'm going to put it in the lid actually, so that I can just spray it off. And then I just want to have a little bit across on here to just see. Oh, this is beautiful. Just gives such a beautiful finish. And this, where it was looking a little bit too dark, has just brought it up beautifully. And as I say, I'm using it dry. You normally wet these things, but as long as I take my cloth and buff it, so it's going to just go into the cardstock, and I can buff it in either direction like that. But you can now see, bring it up so you can see the colour there, you just get that lovely shine on it. So I think that that's amazing. Now I just need to wipe this all off, otherwise I'm going to have bits everywhere. So let me just clean that off again. I'll give it a good proper clean afterwards, but that's fine for now. Okay, so but again, as I said, I want to put it in a positioning tool, because now we've got all of these different things on it. I want to make sure that I get a really good stamp. So any positioning tool will do. I just need to slide this magnet off. They're so strong. I'm going to put it up in this corner, and I want to make sure that that is going to come. Actually, I'm going to have to move it across a bit, aren't I? And maybe down, because I want to have it exactly so. I want to make sure that I can do it a few times. I need a corner. I've decided I need a corner on this. Let's take this paper away, because it's going to be sliding about all over the place, isn't it? If I put it in there, it's going to come in on the edge, and I don't want it to come in on the edge. So it's going to have to come in on this little bit there, and then that's going to come over like that. So I need to make sure that, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some sticky to just go in underneath on here, because otherwise it is going to slide about. So let's use some tape like this. I could use positioning tape, couldn't I? I'm faffing about now, but I just wanted to get something right. So I'm just going to take some low tack tape, and I'm just going to put that in underneath. I keep putting it back in the box. I don't know quite why, but I'm a bit of a tidy what's it. So to work out which one I've used now. This one, I think. Yes, that's the one I've used. Okay, so I'm just taking some of this low tack tape, and I'm just going to de-tack it on my jeans a bit so that it's not going to be over the top, but I want to fold it in half. Whoops. Like that. Then I can put it down on there like that. And put this in just like that. So we've just got a little bit of this. I need to get some, you can now buy, which I thought were quite fun, tacky mats. So you can put this on and it's not going to slide about. Okay, that I think will be fine. There's no point in having the magnet on there because it's not going to use any good. Make sure I've got this the right way up. That's going to go over my card like that. Pick it up like this. There we go. I don't know whether that's straight or not. It doesn't look very straight, does it? Let's make sure. Right, I'm going to turn it round that way and I can see whether it's going to be straight or not. I need to just straighten it up like that. And let's see if that goes before I ink it up. That's perfect. Okay, so I need to ink this up in a good black ink, so I'm using my VersaFine again. It actually does it in a border as well. I didn't realise that. But my cards I don't think is going to be big enough to do it as a border. But let's have a look and see how that goes for the first one. So let's put it down on here. And then I can give it a good old rub on here. And pick it up. Okay. Need to give it a good, I'm going to actually stand up for this I think, because, and it's only doing it because I've got so much mica on, which is fine because that's what I was expecting. So I now need to ink it up again. So it needs to be inked up a good few times. But it does mean that it's going to have a beautiful silhouette on it. So let's do it again. And this time I can give it a good old press like this. My hands aren't particularly strong, so a lot of the time it's not me, it's the fact that I haven't. That's getting there, isn't it? Getting there. So let's do another one, because the more ink that I put on, the less that the powder is going to do. And I think it's probably going to take 4 or 5 of this, but that's fine because that's what we thought, and that's why it's worth doing it with a positioning tool. I'm just trying to get down on this bit. Let's turn it round that way so I can press, because I've got my camera literally here and I'm trying to do it out at an angle, which is always a little bit more difficult to do. So if I can do this without banging it, let's see how that one is. It's the good thing is you can do it as many times as you want. It's getting there, getting there. It's still not perfect. I just need to try and get the press. Oh, now you see, that's what I knew I was going to do that. Excuse me for that. Because my camera is literally where it is, it's very difficult. I didn't realise how difficult it is to actually press down on the oh, it's getting there, it's getting there. A couple more I think and we'll have it, and it's going to look so beautiful. Like that. So let's pop this one in on here. and do this one again. And as I say, most of it is the fact that I can't get my head underneath. I'm going to bring it across here a bit so I can try and get it a little bit easier. Turn it round. It's very difficult trying to press in at an angle, but it should be coming up nicely. Let's have a look and see how that's gone. Still a little bit in the centre here that's not quite gone. Let's see if I can get it up this way. It's just in that centre bit, isn't it? Just want to try and get it in there. And have to take it out. I'm going to do one more, and I'm actually going to take it off of camera to do it so I can do it flat, because it's not the stamp at all in any shape or form. It's the fact that I can't press over it because it's such a detailed stamp. I cannot press at an angle, so I'm trying to press like underneath here instead of being able to press down like that. So I'm literally going to, I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to take it off camera so I can just do it on the side, and then I can make sure that it's where it needs to be. There it goes. Okay, so I've just gone and pressed it off of camera because it meant that I could actually get, rather than being in this way, I could get it down over the top. So now it's come out beautifully. So I need to take this piece off now. Let's make sure we can take that off with my sticky tape. I'm going to put this back in like that for now and clean it up afterwards. But you can now see how beautiful is that. Now I have got it, you can see I've got an edge there and I've got an edge there. So I probably would turn round and take it and just cut that down a little bit, because I didn't take it completely straight. That can then go down on there like that. Just loving the look of that. And then that is going to go down onto a card base. So let me have a look and see. Get a card base out. Oh, that's not a very tall, thin one, isn't it? That's not going to go on there, is it? Let me just get a normal card base. I've just organised all my card bases, and it's like everything, isn't it? You go and try and pick one up and you can't find the ones you're looking for. There we go. That's fine. So I would then put this on here like that, and I can put a sentiment on if I want to. I might just leave it as it is. I think that looks stunning. I will take off that black border, or I could just take the border in. In fact, rather than taking it out, what I can do is to take this down here, and I'm going to put this just in on this edge, and I'm just going to use a black marker, which is going to be hopefully the same colour as the others, and just put that down like that. See how that works. That works okay, doesn't it? Just gives it a little bit of an edge. I might still cut it off, I'm not sure, because obviously it's not where it should be, but that's going to go on there. Just absolutely stunning. I love that. and it almost looks like the mist at the bottom. If I bring that up where you can see the shimmer, it looks as if you've got that mist coming through at the bottom. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.